Okay, buddy.
What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod, episode 34. What's up, guys? You got Kyle, Nate, Ben. Let's fire up.
Still riding the high of a 6-hole playoff where Bryson came out on bottom.
Well, it's not necessarily bottom.
It wasn't top. There's only top or bottom in a 2-man playoff.
Well, yeah. I guess if you want to think of it like that, he still got paid. The man got paid.
Yeah, they all get paid. But yeah, there's no cut. There was no cut in this field, so they all got paid.
Yeah, or else Phil probably wouldn't have made it.
Oh, here we go with that. Man, he has started out on fire.
Starting out on fire, shots firing. I mean, I'm just getting caught up in the crossfire right now. But so we got we're reeling still off of the playoff from Sunday. It's you'll be hearing this on Tuesday. We got a couple days before the Tour Championship, and quite possibly we want to talk about this pretty much in depth, but we pretty much all agree this is quite possibly the dumbest format ever, like the staggered scoring format. And we're just going to kind of break it down, and then we're going to talk about what our solutions would be and what we think. Then we're going to kind of see who has the best idea, and then put a stamp, a Dad Bod Golf Pod stamp on the approved playoff format moving forward. So
and then every broadcast will start with this playoff format has been approved by the Dadbods Golf Pod.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty sick. So basically, this is the third year where they're taking the points at the end of the year, and they're giving you a starting score. So the guy that's at the top of the leaderboard, he starts at 10 under, second place, 8, 7, blah, blah. Then they got multiple guys that are like from 6 to 9, get something, and then they kind of break it all out, and then they just play the tournament. And whoever has the lowest score, even with the starting positions, the starting positions included, whoever has the lowest score is the Tour Championship. So there's no longer going to be a Tour Championship tournament winner and then an overall Fedex Cup winner. You win the tournament, you win the Fedex Cup.
Now I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes.
First year was 10 million.
Yes.
What is did it stay that way last year? Do we know?
I think it's
15 this year.
15.
Yeah.
It's 15 this year, but for some reason, I don't remember it being. I told you guys in text message, I don't remember anything from last year, sports related wise.
Tough.
Just because it didn't have that luster of having crowds and all that kind of stuff. So I think this is the first year that it's 15 mil. And, I feel bad for the poor guy that finishes 30th because he's only going to make $395,000.
Yep.
What a bum.
$395 for teeing it up for 4 rounds. It's pretty good.
What a bum. $395. Get out of here with that.
Yep.
Now, hey, if you make it in the top 30 throughout the whole year, you deserve it. So
yeah,
it's like
just a good bonus. Yeah, sure.
It's like an all-star game kind of.
Yeah, but based on the format, like we talked about it before we get into details of what we're going to do, you just 26 through 30, you just don't have a shot. You're just showing up to get your check and leave, right?
Right.
There's 10 strokes. I'm not sure if we made that clear, but 26 through 30th, it starts off 10 strokes back of first place. And then 9 stroke back, 8. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of ground
to make up for sure.
To make there. But it's not to say that you can't improve your position and win more than a measly 395.
Right. I'm easily 395.
420. Yeah. That's strictly talking about money. That's right. That's the only reference I was making there.
There you go. So one of the reasons I dislike the format is because I feel like the strokes are arbitrary. They're not really tied to anything. So, for example, if let's say Patrick Cantlay, who will be at 10 under, let's say he had 5 or 6 wins this year, and he's just tons of points ahead of everybody. He starts the Tour Championship only 2 strokes in the lead. This is arbitrary. They just kind of just came up with numbers.
So you're saying it should be based on performance. If you just rock and roll all year and you're the number one person, then you should.
That's what I think. Yeah.
If you go undefeated in the NFL and you still may play a guy who went 500 in the Super Bowl, it could work out that way, and you could lose to the guy who went 500. That's once you get into the playoffs, there's got to be
a reset.
Kyle, I think the way you're thinking is why we have a bad playoff. Because you're the guy. I mean, at some point you have to even the playing field. Like the guy who goes undefeated in the NFL is the number one seed. That's his advantage in the NCAA tournament. That's number one seed. That's his advantage. But then I don't know. I just can't. If you give him based on how many points he had, he goes that much further away from the field.
Yeah, but that's why I just don't think it should be a stroke play event. I think it should be a match play event.
All right, so we're kind of just like spitting stuff around.
Yeah.
Let's go one by one. And what's your format that solves the problem and why? And then we'll just kind of go around the horn.
All right. Who goes first?
Ben, you go first.
All right. So I mentioned match play format. Your first 10, you get a bye Thursday and Friday. So just for the tour championship. So everything stays the same. And then when you get to the tour championship, it's all match play. And so for your first 2 rounds, the first 10 get a complete bye. Like they're not playing. So it's going to be 11 taking on 30, 12, 29, blah, 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 all the way down. So you let them get dwindled down. So basically you've got 2 guys that are going to play themselves into facing the top 10.
Okay.
And then I still say you keep it match play, but I flirted with the idea of then going stroke play your last 2 rounds. Like let that go on Thursday and Friday with the match play with the 11 through 30, and then switch to stroke play on Saturday and Sunday, where basically you got 12 guys going to shoot it out
for 36 holes.
And here's the best part about it. You ready for this? Like you guys have talked about, 6 on each hole. And nobody wants to do that, but 6 on each hole.
9-hour rounds.
I like that actually.
I think it'd be great as a golfer. I mean, watching, I don't know about your random person that may tune in and be like, oh, this is the final, like all of a sudden they read a headline and they were like, oh, well, this tour championship thing's on. I need to watch this. It's like the championship. Like people that tune in just to watch the Super Bowl, like, oh, I don't even know the team's playing. I'm just going to watch commercials. They're going to tune over there and go, what the hell is this? There's 6 guys playing on one hole. There's 12. They got caddies. They got tour officials. There's like 30 people per hole, plus the crowd. And the crowd, it would be easy for the crowd to follow because they'd all be on the hole, every hole together. So you got 6 in the fairway, 6 on the tee, 6 on the green on par 3, 6 back on the tee. I think it's awesome. I think but that's never going to happen because they're not going to play. So, I mean, they're already mad at Bryson taking too long to play. They're definitely not going to put him in a 6'em. But even if you went, I guess if you got 12, if you went foursomes, you went 3 foursomes, I guess you could do that as well. Right. On Saturday and Sunday. So, and then do 36 holes of stroke play on Saturday and Sunday for winner take all.
Winner take all.
Yeah, that's your 12 that are qualified, and your, and your top 10 guys get their break now.
And it rewards your guy, like you said, it rewards your top 10 guys for playing well. The only thing is, 1 kind of gets the same reward as 10.
Well, and that's why I said keep it at match. At first, I was saying keep it at match play because then 1's going to play 12. 2's going to play 11. But the more and more I thought about it, I was like, but how sweet would it be to have 2 6'ems playing or even 3 foursomes playing, because you're still going to have a group, like a crowd that's just going to follow those 3 groups the entire time. So that would be my fun fix. It ain't never going to happen, but it would be so fun to watch.
I like it though.
Like a gladiator type deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just blood. Yeah.
Well, they get, the players, you see how they get worked up at like Ryder Cup events and how that could get a little chaotic. President's Cups with people, because you got coaches that are out there, you've got tour officials, you got the players playing one another. Sometimes you have 6, 7, 8 players on a hole. Now, all of them aren't playing, but still you've got them helping, telling them, hey, your coach saying something like, hey, this putt broke this way earlier. And so, I know you can't give advice because this is going to be the tour championship, but the crowd loves it. They're always cheering. You even see in Ryder Cup and President's Cup, they're trying to get the crowd to, get up and get going and boo, of course, Happy Gilmore off the first tee and that kind of thing. So make it more fun, man. These guys, they're all getting paid. Granted, that number 1 guy's getting 15 million and the next guy's getting 5. So there's a big break in payment, but still, I would love to see it get fun. And I think if I don't know, something like that got proposed to him. I think the players may be all for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. Nate, what you got?
So, we've only had this playoff for 14 years, but I feel like we have an incredible template that's been laid out for several years that I'm basically straight copying. 36 holes of stroke play. You still keep it to 30 guys. This is the only time you're going to have a field this small. You've got to be more creative than four rounds. 36 holes of stroke play. You take the top 16. You do the playoff like Buddy A was talking about. So there's a good chance you're going to have some ties for that 16th spot. You play them off. That's extra drama in the middle of the week. And then you play 2 matches on Saturday and 2 matches on Sunday. So if you make it all the way, there's got to be a grueling aspect, a survival aspect. The guy who wins not only beats everybody, but he played 18, 36, 36. So it's basically the USAM with 30 guys. But I'd say that's
and they would be used to that. Like they would, those that grew up. And Kyle, to your point, what you were saying earlier about, you want to be able to reward the guy that's up there at that top spot. I mean, Rahm's been pretty solid all year. The rest of them, you can legit show up in 4 or 5 tournaments, like the WCG event. Like they're not all weighted the same. So, right. I mean, you look at Reed getting in there at 30 spot. Like we were talking about, he hasn't played the entire playoffs. And so you got some that are up there that I don't want to say they haven't earned it because they've earned the points, but I don't feel bad for him like the Reeds if he got eliminated day one because he just took 3 tournaments off.
Sure.
I did see a note that the Masters is worth 600 FedEx Cup points and a opposite field event is worth 500. The 300? I thought, okay. Maybe it's just a regular run-of-the-mill tour event. It's not opposite.
When there's a WGC event, and then there's the actual PGA Tour event the same week, they're 300, and then the WGCs are like 550, I think. Mm-hmm. The Masters, I thought this was interesting too. All 4 majors plus the Players Championship are all 600. That's kind of interesting. We always talk about should we call the Players the 5th major, whatever.
Yeah, at FedEx Cup points wise, it is.
FedEx Cup point wise, it already is. So that's interesting. So here's my issue with match play. Okay. The NCAA tournament is known as, they always say it's the best. It will give you a champion. The tournament will give you a champion, but it may not be the best team in the country. The tournament gives you a champion. My thing with match play is typically, anything can happen. You can lose with a shooting 66. You can win shooting 74. I think golf is a cumulative. I know we do have like big time amateur tournaments and things like that are match play, but for the most part, it's a cumulative. It's just like a 7-game series in basketball or baseball, or you got to have your stroke play. And I'm going to be honest, this is going to be extremely disappointing, but I think if it's more transparent and you don't have the whole decimal system, and you can really hone in on showing projections and where a guy is and this, that, and the other. I liked the system prior to the staggered scoring. Womp womp. So I'm going to say that I think that gives you the ultimate season long. What they're trying to do is, the whole point of this was to get people to play in more events, play well in more events, and then have the playoffs at the end that crowned a season long winner of like who was the best golfer of the year, basically. And you can't, the Super Bowl thing, I get it, but you can't go and just finish last.
Yeah, but the issue with that you're talking about, and that was what,
like Justin Rose finished 3rd, I think. He finished. Yeah,
and that's
3rd.
what some of the players were complaining about. They were like, go back to the Reed example. He hadn't played in the last 3 tournaments, and he's in the top 30. He's playing where other guys have been grinding away the last few weeks. Same deal like the year that Justin Rose, he did finish 3rd, but I think he could have finished like 6th or 7th, which is still tough to do.
No, he had to birdie.
Was it 3rd? He had to.
He had to birdie that hole. If Tiger won, he had to birdie that hole, or Tiger would have won both. I remember that. And he got up and down out of a bunker, and he said, sorry. I remember that. He made the putt, and he told everybody sorry because he won. He knew.
That's right. That's right. I remember that.
He wasn't that sorry though.
Yeah, he wasn't
that sorry.
He was 10. He wasn't 10. There's 10 million reasons not to be sorry.
I know that. Well, like golf has been around for the PGA Tour has been around for, I don't know, 80 years, 100 years, and we've had a playoff for 14 years. So clearly, like, we did without this for a long time. The Tour Championship used to just be vanilla. It was just basically a pat on the back for the top 30 guys who got to hang out. You know, I don't think you could ask anybody on tour if they would rather win one major or one FedEx Cup. I don't know if you can find a guy who says he'd rather win a FedEx Cup. Right. I mean, the money is huge, obviously. So
I was going to say, unless it's one of the rookies that could really use that 15 mil, they'll probably take that.
But
for sure,
I get we talk about this, and I try and compare it to the NFL, to the NBA, but it's not the same. Right. There's nothing in the regular season of those other sports like the Masters, like the PGA, like the British, the Open Championship. So.
No, you had it right first time.
We're trying to make the playoffs relevant in golf, and it's literally 14 years old. The golf playoffs are 14 years old.
Yep.
So,
well, they're relevant. I mean, we're doing a whole show on it right now. I mean, it's relevant, but
but
it's
I think we're really trying to put lips.
But I'm still glad they're doing something like that because it was irrelevant before. Like Nate just said it. The best way to put it is before this all started 14 years ago. 30 guys got together at the end of the season, and who really gave a crap who won? Like the prize money was low. And then that's when FedEx approached the PGA Tour and was like, we're going to give somebody $10 million.
Let's give somebody a boatload of money.
Like
at the end of this,
let's
give Tiger a boatload of money at the end of this thing. Basically.
You know, you guys have got purses that are like 2.5 and the winner takes 1 million and it gets split. We're going to give the winner $10 million and everybody else still gets paid.
Yeah.
How about that?
I know Westwood is. I think Oosthuizen is sponsored by UPS. I was thinking about this late at night last night. That's huge. I mean, FedEx and UPS are both going to be pissed if that happens. He's somewhere in the middle of the field. I mean, he's holding up the Fedex Cup trophy with a UPS logo on his shirt.
I'm pulling for. Thank you for like shedding light to that.
Team UPS, right?
I am pulling so hard for Louis Oosthuizen now. That is.
I don't know, man. My wife would be so mad at me if I pull for a UPS person because all those Amazon Prime boxes she orders all the time always arrive via FedEx for some reason. I don't know how they. So she'd be like, no, you're not pulling for UPS. There's no chance.
Dude, you got to tell her. You've got to sit her down and talk to her about it, Ben.
This is big. Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah.
Could make the whole world crash.
Babe, it's Shrek. Come on. The kids love it.
I know. Kids do love it.
That's awesome. So I'm going to be honest. I hate to say this, but I really like Ben's format. I really like it.
It's pandemonium.
Here's why.
It's so fun though, man.
It solves two of my issues. I'm really big on rewarding season-long performance.
Yeah.
And that's my big thing. I'm really big on that, and Ben's does that. And then where mine fails, I think Ben's wins in the match play format because it's not like the whole thing is match play. So it rewards 10 guys to be able to skip forward, and then you do no, you didn't even say match play. You said stroke play. Two rounds, winner take all. The match play is beforehand.
Yeah, two rounds match play to get it down to or ever how many 2 days of match play, ever how many rounds it takes to get it down to two players that's basically they're playing into the top 12,
the top 10. That's cool.
And so and then it's stroke play, and it makes them keep money because golfers are just they're habitual, man. They're creatures of habit, and so it does reward that top 10 knowing, okay, all we have is a stroke play event, and then those two guys that make it out, they just got grueling out, X amount of rounds for match play, and then they've got to switch gears and go into stroke play mode because they can't get in there and start going for it every time, trying to outscore the other guy next to them. They got to actually play real golf.
But maybe they're on absolute fire. Maybe you've got a guy that just scorches everybody in match play and then comes out and he's playing 10 guys who haven't hit a golf ball competitively all week. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I thought about that. I think that's awesome.
But they all say too that mindset is just different, the stroke play and match play. Yeah. So, and I mean, so that way you've rewarded your top 10, and then, I don't know. My only thing is, like I said earlier, I'm not real sure because I'm like Kyle. I still think that you should reward at least like that top 3 that have earned a bit. They by far, when you look at the top 3, they've played really well all year long.
Yeah.
And so now, but I guess giving them that 2 days off, but you're giving all 10 of the people that 2 days off. So it's not like they get anything special that the other, 7 or 8 didn't get. But then you put it, as I said, they're not going to do 2 sixums, but man, if you did 3 foursomes to get out there for stroke play, and then, and you get to reflight them the next day. Like you got day 1 where they're flighted, and your leaders are going out there, that final foursome, your top 4 or your final foursome that's going off on Saturday. And then you reflight them for Sunday to where everybody is. So, and I don't know, maybe the answer to that is to still give some sort of staggered scoring lead. 10 strokes is a lot. So that's why I say if you get it down to 10, they're not starting out 10 under. They're starting out maybe 4 under, maybe 5.
I think that might be moving a little bit in the step in the right direction.
So
step in the right direction.
We need to, can we copyright that in case they actually do it in the next 5 years?
We need to write it down first, because I'm still kind of mind blown.
Just put the sixums thing in there when you write it down.
Sixums has to stay in there.
But they got to tee off at 7 a.m. to get done by.
And then you want me to put an asterisk down at the bottom. It's like, look, I know you're not going for the sixums deal, so here's your foursomes option too. Just in case.
Any ties is a chip off. For sure. Like, don't do playoffs. Let's get a chip off going. Like,
let's move it up to Tiger's course and let's go to 18. Let's go to the 19th hole.
Yeah,
sit there and
get to a 19th hole thing.
Yeah.
Let's get some kind of like intense chip off, par 3, 100-yard shot, something like that.
Everybody throws a club down. You have to close your eyes and pick one up. You may be using a different guy's wedge. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Something wild,
something crazy.
They're not going to do it. They're going to call it the integrity, which is funny because you guys know as well as I do, because you've bumped into golfers that have either been on tour, played college golf, played mini tours. Those guys would love it. Like they would. They've got to protect the integrity. They got to say the right things in front of the media. They're all in the locker room going, this would be awesome. Like if we did this would be so cool.
Cool. So those are our ideas. I think I'm kind of leaning towards Ben's over mine, and we'll just kind of we'll write it down, maybe put it out and get you guys a vote on it and tell us what you think your best format would be. DM us with ideas. We'll talk about it, discuss it, things like that. So moving on, I think this next conversation is going to be fun, and it could get violent possibly. So, we're going to,
this is why we all have to sit in separate rooms when we do this.
This is why we can't do this together. So we're going to take deep breaths real quick, and we're going to argue who the player of the year is. This is before the tour championship. So this is pre-tour championship. Who is your player of the year and why? And this is why we're going to do this. This is why we're going to do this. Okay. You can tell how you came up with your criteria, but if you, just go. Everybody just go, say whatever you want to say. And then we can have rebuttals, this, that, and the other. But
what were you going to say?
Because we're not going to know. I was going to say, if you were to mention a golfer that another guy's picked, he has the right to rebut. But we're just going to say, give your criteria, finish it out. We'll go around the horn, and then at the end we can just brawl. So let's everybody get it out, and then we can brawl after that. So who wants to start?
It's either you or Nate. I went first on the playoff thing.
Go ahead, Kyle. You never get to go first. You're such a good host.
Yeah, you're always giving us the nod. Go ahead.
You always try and get the last laugh on.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll go first. Okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start off. Just let me finish. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out there.
Let's make a rule. You gotta let the first guy, within reason, not too long. You gotta let him say everything he wants to say.
Nate, you know where this is going. This is already an admittedly terrible take because he's already defended himself and he hasn't even started yet.
I'm just saying I want to get it out before y'all start roasting me. So my golfer of the year currently is Bryson DeChambeau. And it's so easy. It's so obvious why, but I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you. Okay. So number one, the season started September 9th. Okay. It's a really weird season. We had 6 majors this year in this season that all counted everything counted towards the tour championship this year. Okay. So number one on my list, if you don't win a major, you're not even in the talk. So if you don't win a major, you don't even get to be in the discussion of golfer of the year, because that's the biggest stage.
Well, I got to take notes to rebut some of this stuff.
Cannot be in the conversation. And Bryson won the US Open in September of last year. So he's in the conversation. All right. Second criteria you go to from there is the FedEx Cup standings. Okay. But not just total points. Okay. Because total points, you can play 30 events and finish whatever, like Tony Finau. Tony Finau played 26 tournaments, 3 or 4 more than like everybody else. Okay. His average points is like 90 something points per tournament. So what you have to do is you have to have an average of most points per event. And when you look at that, when you start with majors, okay, Bryson won the US Open. And then you go to the second criteria, which is most FedEx Cup points per event. Bryson is the top person that fits that criteria. You're not going to get in the conversation winning the Zozo Championship. You're not going to get in the you can't just win a couple of events and you just automatically get in. There's a points for everything. And he's ahead of John Rahm on average points per event, FedEx Cup. He's the top leader. He has a major, which is, I'm not even going to look you in the eyeballs if you didn't win a major. You're out of there. You're just completely out. So that's my golfer of the year. It's a tried and true formula. It's been tested for decades. Bryson is the golfer.
You're so full of crap. It's been
Bryson is the golfer of the year.
The playoff system's only been around for a little over a decade. It's been proven for decades.
It's been decades.
Nate, you want to undress this, or you want me to go first?
I'm trying. Maybe you should go and let me calm down, because there's been so many shots fired. Can you see the bullet holes behind me? My mirror's broken.
First off,
you can't even look me in the eye if you don't have a major.
If you don't have a major, yeah. Rich Beam called. He'd like for you to call him back. He did great that year, didn't he?
Patrick Cantlay is so hungover today, and you just absolutely
shredded him.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Zozo Championship.
He beat John Rahm and Justin
Zozo,
Thomas,
and then he won the Memorial.
That's Tiger's 81st.
He won the Memorial by forfeit. He would have lost the Memorial by 6+ shots.
Listen, we don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know.
There's things that we can't control, like COVID, which is maybe part of the reason that Cantlay won. Also, part of the reason that the Player of the Year
how do we know
conversation is even happening, including last year. Bryson won the U.S. Open that is getting counted as your major, like 11 months ago, but he gets to be Player of the Year?
Yeah, what is that all about?
Come on.
It's part of the season.
Part of the season was John Rahm testing positive and not getting to finish a Memorial. And guess what? Patrick Cantlay goes down in history, has the check written out.
It's part of 2019 season.
Congrats,
Patrick. Also, and how do we know that Patrick Cantlay wasn't passing out COVID? I mean, that seemed to help him out a lot.
So not only was he a gift, now he's a terrorist. Patrick Cantlay is a terrorist.
in a 6-hole playoff, your guy who you just used to absolutely just tear my guy apart, beat your guy.
Anything can happen in a playoff. Anything can happen in a sudden death.
Including you making dumb decisions and picking the wrong guy.
Missing putts from all
blow holes in the formula if you want to. But the facts are the facts. Facts are the facts.
Why are you discounting the Zozo Championship? That's 81 for Tiger. What are you doing? Like, that was history being made.
He played in the Zozo. John Rahm and Justin Thomas.
Never heard of him. So
you will this weekend, my friend. This weekend.
Did I basically just use my time to defend my guy, just screaming at Kyle?
Go ahead, dude.
That's all right.
We know you got Patrick.
He's got Patrick Cantlay is the Player of the Year. He's got 3 wins. Yes, he got one of them yesterday.
He was the Player of the Week, Nate. Player of the Week.
A candidate for Player of the Year. He has 3 wins. I don't. We were talking about this over text earlier. I was chastising Benjamin. Drew Brees is not the greatest quarterback just because he's got the best stats. Wins. I mean, yes, your point about major championships is really, really valid, but nobody likes Bryson. Nobody wants to be player of the year. Here's the formula: 3 wins, more than anybody else on tour.
Okay.
He
also missed 4 cuts and 6 events in the middle of the season.
Yeah. He played some really bad golf there for a little
you
bit.
Did opposition
and
research?
it's called player of the year.
Research.
It's called player of the year, Nate. It's not called player of 8 months with a break where he didn't make any cuts. That's not what
he's
called.
number 1 in the Fedex Cup point standings right now. I don't know how
this
you
coming
consider.
And this coming from the guy that keeps making fun of Phil for missing cuts, and your guy's missing like 6 in a row.
My guy was missing cuts when it didn't matter. My guy was missing cuts when no one was looking.
Always matters, Nate. It always matters.
You know what? Maybe he was missing cuts, but guess what? Bryson misses fairways.
Oh wow. So now,
and you want to talk about missing things?
It's not.
You want to talk about missing things? 4 out of 6. How about Bryson missed 4 out of 6 putts yesterday? He should be champion right now. If Bryson wins yesterday, I have nothing to stand on.
So in other words, you're giving it.
But
so you're defending Bryson because you're basically saying, well, he missed putts. Not that Cantlay made the putts. You're saying that Bryson missed them.
Bryson gave it to him instead of Patrick.
A player of the year shouldn't make putts. He shouldn't duff chips. He shouldn't hit 8 irons pure into the water. Yes, I'm just talking about things that will happen in the last 36 holes out of the last 11 months that we're considering here. But also, Bryson, you think Bryson could win a major championship with crowds? I don't think so.
He did.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Wingfoot.
No, there's no crowds there. There's no crowds there. And hey, Wingfoot crowds, not Bryson friendly.
They're not.
I know I am just absolutely pulling stuff out of my butt right now, and it's hard to defend good quality. Did you call Bryson? Did he give you that formula?
That little nugget?
You guys write that on a whiteboard, like while you're eating protein bars?
No, but that's pretty good. That
you stole from Ben?
He did oppositional research. That's pretty impressive.
I looked up everybody. John Rahm was the hardest one.
4 out of 6.
You know why he was the hardest one? Because he's the number 1 golfer that needs to be the player of the year. He had a tournament taken from him after he had COVID, tested positive because Patrick Cantlay
was irresponsible.
He walked into his room and gave him a hug, and then all of a sudden Rahm tests positive the next day with a 6-stroke lead.
Have a child,
and he's not at that time. He did not yet.
Sure.
And so he gets that taken away from him. Takes him out of the next. How do we know he didn't go back-to-back weeks? Do we not? He could have won 3 in a row.
I'm just saying, but
he was out the next weekend, and then he won the U.S. Open. He was the hottest golfer on the planet during that time. If the span of 3 to 4 weeks is not such a big deal to you, it's a big deal to me whenever you're winning 3 or 4 weeks in a row for sure. John Rahm, get this: 17, 14, and 1. Plug those numbers in, boys. That's top 10s.
Points.
That's top 15s. That's a win.
Doesn't
equal
points.
Yeah. Number 7 being in the top 20 and then being in the top 15 and then being that does equal points. Like you said, it's hard to find anything against him. We ourselves on this podcast made it a rule where on certain tournaments you couldn't pick Rahm. Would you do that with Cantlay? No chance. Would you do it with Bryson?
Yeah.
No, because nobody wants him but Kyle. That's the only reason.
For sure.
You're the only one who made the rule that we couldn't pick John Rahm.
I didn't make that rule.
You made that rule.
Now I think I did.
Kyle made that rule.
Why don't we make that rule? You can't pick him a player of the year. Morikawa, what's up? Hey, Morikawa, if you're listening, we love you, man. Sorry,
I like that guy too. I love Morikawa.
But let's talk about this. Okay. Is points per event not a great? Average points per event? Is that not a great indicator?
It's really good bang for your buck. Yeah.
Is that not a great indicator of how well you've performed in every single event? Is that not the best way to do it?
If you're a nerd and you're looking up stuff like that, I didn't know that.
I think I've got you stumped. I think y'all are very impressed with my formula.
I did like the points per event, and
Thank God
that is awesome for the blue ribbon the blue ribbon generation that has to have a trophy to go home. Yeah. That's awesome.
Hey,
but the fact
average points per event are cool. Yeah.
But the fact that you had to do the whole, if you win a major, that's the only way you can do it. Your guy won a major in 2020. I mean, I know we have to use it because of COVID, but like,
I don't make the rules. If they wouldn't have had it, I couldn't have picked him.
it's a really good stat, Kyle. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good stat.
But I don't like the major stat. No, because look at as I mentioned, Rich Beam called.
I was talking about the points.
The points that is he did
points per event.
The fact that
the bang for your buck,
the fact that he looked that up and he went ahead and did research on our guys too. Just now next time, Nate, we know when he asks us our picks, we're just going to tell him to shove it. We can find out on the Dadbods pod.
You'll find out that was strategy right there.
When he started texting us at 2 a.m. last night, we should have clued in that he was going to be up doing research.
Right before we got on air, he's like, "Hey, I just want to clarify. Nate's picking Cantley and Ben's picking Rom, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got a guy down in the basement that's doing a couple. Oh, 4 out of 6 cuts. Oh, that's a good one. Write that down."
Yeah.
Golly. I mean, that is such a blindsided.
He's put his children to work. They're like shoving notes under the door to give him notes for what we're doing.
Your daughter had to do a presentation at school today talking about Cantley missing 4 out of 6 cuts for you to be on the show talking about it.
Then she came home and she said, "Dad, I couldn't find anything wrong with Rom. Might as well give it to him."
She's like, "Dad, when's the last time you beat Nate 1v1?"
Oh, dang. Oh,
wow. That's a low blow.
That was low. You know what that is? That is the sound of a defeated man. That is an argument of a defeated man.
Yeah.
I gotta
he went personal. He crossed the line.
We've had 2 ties. We've had 2 ties, so suck it.
That's true.
He's the defensive back that started talking trash about Mom on the line of scrimmage. Now there's a fight. Okay. Yeah, we went that way.
I got the shanks. It happened. It's a part of my life that it's a part of my past I want to forget.
Hey, you fixed them. You got out there and you fixed them.
No, you did the
kind of like Cantley did after missing 4 or 6 cuts. To the tune of
turned it around,
being number 1 in the Fedex Cup.
I now see that I forgot about the Shanks thing that happened, and now I see why you and Bryson have so much in common.
Oh, Bryson and Shank. When has he shanked one?
He shanked.
Okay, so
in the open, he shanked. He and Louis blowing it down the stretch.
Okay,
whenever he shanked. Bryson shanked 2.
Yeah.
Here's the rule.
Which gave John Rahm a win.
It didn't give him a win. He was coming back, baby. He didn't have to triple those holes. He could have parred them and still would have gotten beat. Rumbo.
All right, well, Kyle, now you got to find your little hat, and you got to look like a 1920s gangster.
If I could find a driving cap, I looked up the term. If I could find a driving cap that was not Puma or Cobra.
Brewer's got some. Our boy, hey, shout out Blake Brewer. He's got like 6 of them.
Okay,
he used to wear them.
Hey, I'm playing with Brewer soon too. So
I think they got some at TJ Maxx. You can go check out, Kyle.
Yeah, you're gonna get a time machine to 1927. You could find
as long as but it's got to be like I'm not wearing a wool one or something like that because I run hot. So that's not.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not.
I will say if I play you and you're wearing that thing and you beat me,
you'll sell your clubs.
Yeah,
Kyle, you got to let me know when you buy this. Don't tell Nate. You got to let me know when you buy it because I'm getting the full-fledged cargo shorts when we all play together. You got the hat. I got the cargo shorts.
Yeah,
bro. You get beat by both of us dressed like that.
It's demoralizing.
It is.
Hey, we're
gonna force you to eat a turkey wrap at the turn.
Yeah, but if both of you guys dad that hard and you get beat by wearing a guy who's wearing Daisy Dukes, then that could be pretty tough for you.
It's tough. So,
It's old guys.
Let's just make it to where everybody wears something that if the other guys lose, it's just gonna suck no matter what.
I like it. I'm getting a driving cap. Ben's already got cargo.
Got the cargo shorts. Yep.
And then Nate's got
Target cargo shorts.
Nate's got the 3-inch inseams ready and blazing.
Hey, but I am pimping a new Swannies polo.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted you guys to know I did my own personal unboxing. Hey, the packaging said your day just got better. Swannies golf.
I believe them.
Awesome. Is that a new Swannies or is that part of the unboxing?
No, so I got 3 shirts and they were all mediums. So I wore them each one night of the pod with the tag tucked in. And then I returned them all just so I could wear them on the pod. And then they had one that was out of stock in the next size up. So this is a new one.
Nice.
The other 2 are the same.
Is that a greenish color?
Yeah, kind of green, kind of like a Masters type of deal.
I like it.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. So
that
went exactly how I expected. Just utter mayhem and fighting. It was great. So this is, like I said, this has been episode 34.
Hold on a second. Lean forward. Let me see that hat you got. Didn't we get a request on Twitter for a hat like that?
I followed up on that. If you're listening, yellow fella.
Yeah.
You're mean today on Twitter, so come get your own hat, yellow fella.
Yeah, dude. Hey, how do you know Bryson's lofts? I mean, you've been in his bag.
You can't.
Come on, dude.
You can't pick on. You can't ask us for so. Well, if we volunteer something, then you can't pick on us after we volunteer to help you out.
We need Colonel Steve to come in here and maybe kind of be a moderator next time we have one of these. I feel like he's level-headed guy.
He's level-headed when he listens to us. I'm sure if he was in the same room with us, he'd be like, "You three idiots need to shut up." Like that.
He'd whip us in the shade.
He could mute microphones. That would be good.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Ends would get muted all the time.
Your 2 minutes is up. Your 2 minutes is up.
Yeah, I'd be totally okay with it too.
This has been great, guys.
I'd start throwing stuff around the room too if you did it. I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Swannies.co. Use coupon code DADBOD GolfPod -25. Take 25% off your next order. And we also have Sweetrollz Golf with a Z, sweetrollzgolf.com with a Z. Dadbod 20. Take 20% off your next order. Get cool hats, putter grips. Swannies has got all the cool gear you could ever imagine. Get loaded up there. Get you a subscription box. Got one coming out in September. I can't wait to get mine. We all have one coming. Can't wait for that
unboxing.
When did they that unboxing video?
They sent the email and I don't have it. I don't have it on. Like they said when to expect arrival.
Yeah.
I just filled out the survey last night. So.
Yep. Should be.
I think it's like the 6th or the 9th. That's why I keep wanting to think it was like crooked number. It's either like the 6th or the 9th. One of the two.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Don't forget to follow us on all social media. Dadbod Golf Pod everywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'd be fun to do a live chat and you guys tell us who your golfer of the year is. Do call in and rip us apart on our picks.
Just know that it's open season on you as well. If you call in, like we will treat you.
We got to get there first, but
like we treat ourselves, we will treat you the exact same way.
Absolutely. We've started to set our YouTube videos up as a premiere. So when it comes on live at 7 a.m. Central, if you're subscribed, it'll send you an alert. You can chat. So as it's playing for the first time, you can get in there and chat. So I've jumped in there a few times. Jump in and chat if you want. We really enjoy interacting. The Twitter stuff's been fun lately.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it.
Keep it up.
You guys are the reason we're doing this, and we're doing it daily. The only golf daily podcast out there. And I think we do fun content every single day. And off season is going to be wild. Yes. Absolutely wild. So
we're going to 7 days a week, baby.
We have a list of absolutely ludicrous.
That's
the look on Kyle's face when I said that. I said 7 days a week. No.
Hey, shout out Kyle. He works so hard on this for real.
He does.
7 days a week. It'd be bad for his marriage.
Yeah.
That would. Absolutely. So y'all catch us tomorrow. We'll be back. You know why? Because we're daily. That means every day. Every single day. So catch us tomorrow for episode 35. This was episode 34 of the Dadbod Golf Pod. DBGP.
Always stroking.
Always stroking.